right, we are ready to go. So thank you for joining me here. I appreciate it. So here's what we're going to do. So as you may or may not know, today is the final day of our global launch of Online Expert Empire. But a lot of people just said, you know what, before I invest in that, I just want some basics. I want some fundamentals. I want to know how to start my online business. And I'm actually going to, I'm obviously recording with my phone there. I'm going to pull this up on my computer here as well, so I can have both of these things going at the same time. There we go. All right, cool. So let me know how the audio is as well. So I'm trying a different microphone, so please let me know if it's too loud, if there's static or buzzing or anything like that. We're going to figure it out. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go through and give you a mini lesson from each module of Online Expert Empire. And there's, I don't know, like close to 50 hours of video training, manuals, PDFs, downloads, workbooks, notepads, all this. There's so much. It's very easy to understand, but there's a lot of material. People have been thrilled with it so far. So what I want to do is just do a mini course right now, and so take notes. If you have to run off, bookmark this, but we're going to go through a lot of material right now that's going to teach you the fundamentals of starting your online business with your passion, your hobby, or your existing expertise. Here's the thing. I want you to think about this. You have talents, skills, and abilities, and obviously the passion and the desire to impact people's lives, to build a successful online business so you can design a life that you love and something that you're proud of and something that makes you excited as well. I mean, honestly, that's what it's all about to me. I want to be excited every single day, and fortunately, I am. So I just got this new pen here. I've got to shake it up. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go through the modules. I want you to ask me questions about your business. So the first module is an introduction to online entrepreneurship, success mindset, and business 101. I'm just going to go over some basics here. So when you start out, and this actually goes for any business, but when you start out you need to incorporate. Whoops, here we go. That pen is not working. We're off to a blistering start. Let me try this. You need to incorporate. Okay, you need to form an incorporation. Now, you probably do not want to form a C corporation. I'm going to see if I get that darn pen to work here. You probably do not want to form a C corporation because then you're taxed at the corporate level and the individual level. That's called, you're being subject to double taxation. You just want, I'm trying to get my pen to work. You just want to be taxed once, hopefully a little bit, and you would do that through an S corporation, an S like Sam or snake. So you want to do what's called the S, there we go, election. This pen is so weird. That's S, not selection. This pen is supposed to write on Windows, actually, in glass, but it works on this dry erase board as well. So you want to do an S election or an LLC with also the S election. Why do I want to do this? Because that way I'm only taxed once. It's called a flow through, and so it floats down to you as the individual level, and you legally and ethically write off as much as you can and run as much as you can through the company, so it reduces your taxable income. You always, and by the way, let me just do the big disclaimer right now. You always need to consult an attorney, a financial planner, an accountant, CPA, for all this kind of stuff. I'm giving you a general overview, okay? So always seek that advice. I have those people on my team as well, all right? So I want to hear what you want to learn about as I go through each of these things. So when you start do not do a DBA, which means a fictitious business name, or DBA stands for doing business as. You have more liability, you're more probable to get audited, and you have far fewer tax advantages. So if you have a business, whether it's online or brick and mortar or a hybrid, do not have a business that is a DBA or a fictitious business name. You are setting yourself for a potential audit, liability, regardless if you have insurance. And also, you miss out on numerous tax advantages that are there for you. You need to take advantage. So you can incorporate through LegalZoom. I'm going to do the LZ there. LegalZoom, and there's another one called Incorporate.com. Incorporate.com or LegalZoom. LegalZoom is great. Great company. It's very modest in price. I believe an LLC is about a third or half the price as doing a formal corporation or a normal corporation with the S election. So it's like a C Corp with an S election. Costs considerably more, last I checked, as compared to forming an LLC when you use LegalZoom. And you have to talk to your accountant or financial planner or whoever it is, and they may have different suggestions for you, what they prefer, what they want, what they think is going to serve you best. That's between you and them. And also it might depend on how big your business is and how multifaceted your business is and all that kind of stuff. So that's the first part. So you need to incorporate like that. Next, you need bank accounts, banking. All right. Now, by the way, I'm an expert in business, not penmanship. So there you go. Left-handed, dyslexic, ADD. It's not going to be pretty, but I know how to put stuff in here, and that's what matters, right? So with banking, you need a business account, and you need a personal account. So, but with business, you need a checking and a savings, and with personal, you also need a checking and a savings. God, that is horrible. So banking, business account, checking and savings, all the business income, the revenue, goes into the checking account. Then you can transfer whatever amount you and your financial planner or accountant, business coach decide is appropriate to set aside for business expenses and any unforeseen things that can happen, but also you might want to invest back in the company. Well, I hope you do, and you'd want to do that from your savings account because you might as well draw a little bit of interest, even though unfortunately in today's economy the interest rate is not huge. Okay, so let me go here. You guys ask whatever questions you want. For some reason I'm not seeing the questions come up here, but if you guys have any questions so far, please ask away. Okay, so you want to, so you go, all the money goes through your business checking account. You move some to the savings so you can bear interest, and also for different investments and things like that that you want to do in your company, you can draw interest on that while you're planning your investments. And then what you want to do is run everything possible through your business to legally reduce your tax burden. Then you pay yourself a fixed amount each month, and what the IRS is looking for is what's called a reasonable amount. A reasonable amount to sustain your lifestyle, and that goes into your personal checking account. So your business goes and pays you into your personal checking account. Then, because you know, with very few exceptions, you're going to do an LLC with an S election or a corporation with an S election, which means that it's all passed through to you as an individual. So you're only taxed once, which means that you need to move money from your checking account to your savings account and bear interest on that. Not much, but it's better than nothing. So that's to pay the taxes. That's for personal investments. That might be things for your kids and all that sort of stuff. So everything goes through your business, into the checking account, move some to savings. Then your business pays you a reasonable amount. That's actually a legal term, a reasonable amount. It has to pass what's called a reasonable person test. A reasonable person would believe that that's an adequate amount to live your lifestyle. So it goes down to a personal account, and then it goes directly into your checking, and then it can go from your checking into your savings. So there you go. So that's the fundamentals of the incorporation and the business setup. Now, also you're going to need commerce. For like if you're going to do your business online, how are you going to collect the money? And so the commerce, that's actually in a later module in the program, but you're going to use something like ClickBank. That's if you're going to have affiliates. ClickBank. Well, you can have affiliates with other stuff. There's ClickFunnels. And then there's like one shopping cart. And there's Stripe. And there's PayPal. These are all, let me get out of the way. These are all different ways of collecting money. These are all the cart options. You guys have probably checked out with something, somehow, somewhere online with these types of things. And then all those, whichever one you use, you're not going to choose all these. You're going to choose one. Those would go into your business checking account. That's the flow. Okay. So let me see if anyone has a question here. I'm not sure if I'm not seeing them because I'm using it on my laptop and my desktop, but it's weird. Okay, so the next thing, so let me go, so that's the module 1, okay? You got that? Pay attention. All right, so I'm going to move on here. So that, I mean, that, look, I go into a lot more detail. There's a lot of mindset training and all that kind of stuff, but that gives you the fundamentals. I know I'm not supposed to turn my back on people, but this board is on wheels, and I need to hold it still. Lily, you like this? This is fun. My French bulldog. I don't know if you can see her there on camera or not. Okay, so the next module, module 2, is developing your brand and image. So this is really, really cool. So hang on a second. Someone had a question here. Mary, does someone have a question? So we're talking about building your brand and your image. So this is in module 2 of Online Expert Empire. So branding, and image. All right. So the branding and image, a lot of people think their brand is their logo. Your brand is not your logo. Your logo is a very, very small component of the brand. And by the way, this whole module is taught by the person who did my personal branding, Kevin Stimson of Strive and Grind. And then also, I had David Tosti, who is one of my photographers and does a lot of my stuff that you've seen recently, actually a lot of photography that was used for Online Expert Empire. He breaks down how to do a branding and celebrity image photo shoot to build your brand. What message are you trying to convey? So it's really, really interesting stuff. So here's what I want you to think about branding, all right? With branding, what's most important is it's not what a lot of people think. What do you think is most important about branding? It's what people think and feel about you and your company and your product and service. It's how people feel about you. So think about it like this. So there's always the example of like Apple or an iPhone and someone who has Samsung. Samsung's a good product and the camera is really, really good. But are the Samsung consumers fanatics like the iPhone people are? iPhones, I wouldn't even say people that use Mac products or Apple products are even customers. They're raving fans, they're fanatics, they're evangelists, right? Like one of the things that you've heard me evangelize about is the product Canva, C-A-N-V-A, where I make a lot of my graphics and stuff like that. That's actually, I go into all the detail on how I do all that stuff in the training program as well. But I'm an evangelist for that company because I'm not just a person who uses the service, but I love it because of the brand and the service and everything that they've created. So it's, your brand is not your logo. It's not like, hey, you know, I have this cool font and it's a sans serif and you know, it's blue, and then there's this image of a sunrise next to it. That's a very, very small aspect of your brand. How do you feel about other personal brands? Let me just name some off, and you have a pre-existing neural association with those brands. Let's see. I marked myself with a marker there. Martha Stewart, Snoop Dogg. See how I put those two together? Let's see, Jay-Z, Beyonce, our president, very polarizing, right? Your favorite newscaster in the 5 o'clock national news. Who is the leader in your niche, your industry, your sport? They have built a brand, whether you're conscious of it or not, you're building your brand. Your brand is also what you say and what you do. And it's also what you don't say and what you don't do. It's your political perspective. It's your posts. It's the language that you use when you speak. It's the effectiveness of your speech. It's the accent of your speech. It's the inflection of your speech. It's how well you carry yourself in public. It's how people feel about you when they meet you for the first time. That is your brand. So it's the things you do and don't do. It's the things you say and don't say. It's the things you include and exclude. It's not just your logo. It goes far, far beyond that. So how do people feel about you? And if it's not, you know, here's what you should, here's a simple experiment that you can do, and it's very eye-opening. Being an authority. Okay, Cheryl, I'm going to answer that question in just a second. Here's what you guys can do that's really an eye-opener. Wait till we're done here, but then just make a note or write it down. When we're done with this, ask your friends, what word comes to mind when you think of me? Just one word. And you may like or dislike what they say. You may agree or disagree with what they say. but ask them to be brutally honest no matter how much you like it or dislike it, how much it makes you feel good or bad. Have them do that, and you will be astonished at the words that people use to describe you. And so whether you liked it or not, whether you designed that or not, that's how people feel about you. So it's very, very important to get your brand on point, because if you don't define what your brand is, other people will define it for you, and it may not be what you want. So Cheryl, I'm going to answer your question in just 1 second, but let's talk about the brand and the image go together. But David Tosti is a great photographer, a good friend of mine, and what he did is we went, God, his training is it's really comprehensive. We went through a bunch of photos from my photo shoots and also other influencers that you would recognize, Grant, Elena Cardone, Regan Hillier, and a lot of other notable people that you probably have seen a lot of their stuff online. And we went through, because he did photo shoots for them, and we went through and broke down the aspects of the photo shoot. How do you hold your hand? How do you stand? Are you closed off? Are you receptive? Am I cheating to the camera? Am I opened up? So we also talked about negative space. Now this is really, really important. I'm going to answer your questions here in a second, you guys, I promise you. So negative space in a photo is very important. So I'm just going to give you an example. You guys have seen me do this extensively. So let's just say I'm right here. This looks like I need to work out a little bit more. My stick figure. Look at it. I'm happy though. Look at that. Happy face. Okay. So this is the frame. This is probably, like it's not to scale, but well, let me try to think of how I'm going to say this. So think of it like this. There's thirds. One, that's not quite a third. Anyway, it's close. So this is 1/3, 2/3, 3/3. Yeah, I know that it's not proportional. Just work with me here for a second. All right. So you want to divide your photos and the subject into thirds. Now this person, in this case it would be me, could be a little more towards this line right here. The subject of interest could be towards this first line, dividing the first section with the second, and then you have the third over here. But sometimes, just for visual interest and to make things more intriguing, you can pull the subject all the way over to one side, like this, and then you use all this, what's called negative space. People just call it blank space or empty space, but the technical term is negative space. Just like that. And look at all the things that you see me do. I'm pointing to the screen, you can't see over here. So you can write text, you can add other images, you can do inserts, you can do graphics, all kinds of stuff. Hang on a second, I'm being asked a question. Do you have a question? Okay. Okay, that's fine. Okay. All right. So does that make sense, you guys? So that's one way to do the photos. The other is just to also do things in different ways depending on what social media application there is. So as an example, if this would be great for landscape style for Facebook, but if I just took this and cropped it, oops, this thing has a mind of its own. If I cropped it, pretend that's a square. Just pretend it's a square. Work with me a little bit here. All right. Now it can be for Instagram. Or if I wanted to do one lengthwise, you might be the subject matter up here. Okay, we look pathetic in these pictures. But then you have all this for like an infographic. You guys might have seen some I just put up today like that as well. So there's a lot of different ways, but while you do all these things as well, remember you have something called your hex colors. Hex colors. Your hex colors are look at all the stuff that I put out. You'll notice all the colors are consistent over time. I have, 5 or 6 primary colors that I use, and you guys have seen all of it. And that way you know exactly what it is. So you know what Coca-Cola Red is, right? You know what that looks like when you see a can of Coke. And I'm using examples even though it's crappy food because everyone knows what it is. The McDonald's arches, the golden arches, right? You know what color gold that is. And you know the other color is red. You know Tiffany, well, I guess, do they have men's stuff too? I just know them for the ladies' products, but the blue box, right? They actually trademarked and own, it's either trademark or a patent or I forget how they preserved it, for that color blue. It's so important to their branding. It's very, very specific. But if you're all over the place and you're using all kinds of fonts, that's another thing too. You need to be very consistent with your fonts. The font you always see me use, and most of my stuff is called Oswald. Oswald, like an older man's name, Oswald. So it has to be very, very consistent. And then the colors are called your hex colors. And they have a numeric or alphanumeric value. And you need to be consistent with that over time so people go, oh yeah, that's Bob's stuff. Oh yeah, that's Susie's stuff. So you know, okay? Really, really important to be consistent like that. So let me refresh the page here, and I'm going to answer some questions, and then I'm going on to an overview of module number 13. Let's see. Oh, so Nikki had a question first. Just invested yesterday, and I'm already. Oh my. Okay, so Nikki Kane. Hi, Nikki. I saw your order come through. So this is this is cool. Nikki says, just invested in the onlineexpertempire.com yesterday, and I'm already learning so much. I just want to say thank you for what you do. You truly always give invaluable products. Oh, well, thank you. That's cool. That was unexpected, but thank you, Nikki. That's after I worked so hard on this for so many months. And I've literally been in business since June 1st, 1992, informally before that. It's just my life's work poured into this, and it's so much stuff. So thank you so much. That really, really makes me happy that you feel that way. So I'm super grateful. Cheryl, being an authority in your product or service. So how do you gain authority? Okay, well, Cheryl, one of the ways that you gain authority is through what's called expert positioning. Expert positioning. So the way that you gain expert positioning is through consistency over time, right? Think about this. This is really simple, but think about it like this. If you have a friend or a lover who is very inconsistent, do you trust them? Probably not. So remember that the flow is know, like, trust. And I'm going to break that down a little bit later. So someone has to know you, then they have to like you, and then they have to trust you. And the more people you can go from know to like to trust, the more revenue you gain. But you have to be consistent over time. What if I only came and did a live training once every 3 months? What if I sent an email every 6 months? Or what if I was very inconsistent? What if you're very inconsistent in any relationship? What if you're inconsistent at the gym? What if you're inconsistent with anything that you want to succeed at? It doesn't work, right? So the way, and then I'm going back to Cheryl's question here, is consistency creates trustworthiness. Yes. So consistency is critical. It's critical. So the way you gain authority is through what's called expert positioning. Expert positioning. And the way you do that is from doing things like I'm doing right now. I'm adding value, hopefully entertaining. That's the end of my dance routine. And I want to enhance your life, and I want you to have fun, and I want you to share it with your friends. And if it works out great for you, I would like for you to buy my products and services. But first and foremost, you need to add value. You have to add value to someone. The more value you can give to an individual or a group or a community or a cause, the more authority you will gain over time. Another way to gain expert positioning and authority is to speak more often, whether it's online like this or in a small group or a large group. And that is also why one of the modules, I forget which number, I have to go back and look at it now, we'll talk about it in a second, is hours and hours and hours of professional speaker training. So you're going to learn from my good friend Topher Morrison, and he was kind enough to give us just a ton of material for this. He's a prolific speaker and speaker trainer, actually running for the mayor of Tampa, Florida right now. He's brilliant. I can't imagine anyone trying to win him in a debate. I think it would be a horrific experience because he's such a great orator. And so he gave us all this training on professional speaker training. And so that's another way to gain authority and gain trust, because instantly when you have the ability to communicate effectively and you can share your message to people and convey your thoughts in a thoughtful way to where the people begin to know you and like you and trust you and laugh with you and share in your passion, that goes a long, long way. So yeah, so all that's good points there. I'm going to go back. We're going to go to the next module here. So you guys, what I'm doing, if you joined us late, I'm just giving an overview, and I'm doing like a mini course of the modules in Online Expert Empire. Okay, so yeah, thank you, Nikki. That's super sweet of you. I really appreciate that. I don't know why I'm not seeing all the comments. That's so weird when that happens. It's like sometimes they get truncated and they don't show all the comments, but you guys can keep them coming. I'll go back over them. So the next module is developing your brand image. That was module 2. I'm going to go through this as fast as I can, but there's a lot to share here. Module 3 is discovering your perfect customer avatar. All right, how to discover your perfect customer avatar. So what is an avatar? Yes, I know for some of you it's a really cool animated creature that Jim Cameron created. I actually really like that movie. Strangely satisfying. All right. Oh, you want to say hi to everyone real quick? Come here. Hi. 10 seconds on camera. There's your moment of fame. There you are. You looking at yourself in the monitor? Yeah. Okay. All right. That's it. Thank you. You're very sweet. Thank you. All right. Module 3 is development. Yeah, Module 3, discovering your perfect customer avatar in your niche. You're going to love this, and you're also going to say, wow. Okay? So your niche, and some people say niche because it rhymes with rich, which is fine. And I spell this wrong sometimes. Avatar. I actually look because I'm going to spell it incorrectly. Avatar. Jeez. All right. I always want to put avatar or something like that. All right. So I'm not teaching you spelling. Isn't that great? We can bypass that totally. So your niche is. So here's the thing. If someone says I'm in the health industry, that is not a niche. Someone says I'm in the fitness industry, it's not a niche. If someone says I'm in the basket weaving industry, not a niche. You need to niche down at least twice. So if you're in, I have a lot of people who watch this that are in the fitness industry. So if you're a fitness professional and you work with women, you need to niche down one more time. I'm a fitness professional who works with women over the age of 40, or women who are only moms. Or if you say I do a travel business, that's not enough. I specialize in European travel. Nope, that's not enough. I specialize in luxury, high-end European travel, or to Eastern Europe or something like that. It's a big world. There's a big opportunities. You have to niche down because you can't be a master of everything. You have to niche it down. So what I'm teaching you applies to no matter what you want to do, but you have to bring it down. If you're not having success, it's because it's hard to convey your message if the niche is too broad. So we're gonna say niche down. Actually, let's do it. Let me see. So we have 1, 2, 3 times, 3x. So I said 2 before, but I think 3 is even better. So it's a niche down 3 times. So number 1, this is just an example, right? Fitness. Number 2, niching down further, is women's. This pen makes my penmanship look even more horrible than it is. Number 3 is over 40. So that's a niche. Niche down 3 times. It's women, and it's fitness, and it's women, and it's women over 40. Otherwise, it's hard to be a master at everything because there's a lot of things that women over 40 have to consider with an exercise program. If they're postmenopausal, perimenopausal, premenopausal, if they're a mom, if their body's changing, hormonal changes, all this stuff, it's real, right? And so you have to know this stuff. But if you're just a fitness expert, you might be a kettlebell expert. Well, if a woman has an issue with bladder control, she doesn't want to do anything ballistic or swinging, and stuff like that is real. That's a real concern. So you have to think about these things. How do you niche down and become a true expert? Whatever you're doing. Let's just say, okay, so I have my 2 French bulldogs here, Lily and Lucy. So it's not that my niche is French bulldogs. I appeal to French bulldog owners who are fanatical and want French bulldog apparel and like coffee mugs and stuff like that. Maybe I'm going to sell it on Shopify. And by the way, that is a real thing, and I actually have a lot of French bulldog stuff all over the house here. So that's real. But I have to niche it down. I can't just say, "Oh, my niche is French bulldogs." What are you a breeder? Do you make T-shirts? Are you an advocate? Do you save them from shelters? Like, what do you do? So you need to niche down 3 times in whatever you're doing. So if you're not doing that now, you're not doing it enough, and it makes it very, very difficult to appeal to people and have them understand. Okay, so let me go here. I'm going to refresh this one more time and see if I got another question. So who is your avatar? So when you're developing your avatar, this is the way I want you to think about it. When you're developing your avatar, you say it in terms like this, as if you are them. You say, I am a French Bulldog owner who is a fanatic about French Bulldogs, and I want to wear French Bulldog clothing, and even my license plate frame says Frenchie Mama or Frenchie Daddy, right? And I'm a homeowner, and I make over $150,000 a year or $80,000, whatever it is. You have to know what that is, and then you speak as if you are them, describing yourself. And also, what you need to give your avatar is a name. You need to have a name for your avatar. Let's just say the avatar is going to be Bob. It can be anything, but what you have to ask yourself when you're doing your program, product, or service, building your website, creating your community, it's for Bob. And it could be Sue or whatever. Does Bob like this? Does this appeal to Bob? After you niche down 3 times, then you figure out who your avatar is and you describe that person. Where do they live? What do they like? How much money are they willing to spend? What kind of dog food do they buy if they like these Frenchy people? Narrow it down, figure it out, and then name this person. And then any decision you make for your company, any at all, you say to yourself or your team when you have your meeting, is this Bob? Does this appeal to Bob? Is this what Bob wants? Okay? Very, very important that you do that. Now, another thing that you can do is if you want to figure out where are these people? How do I know how to niche down? Here's something you can do. Now, I go into great detail in the training program and Online Expert Empire about this, but what you can do is you go to, on Facebook, don't do it now. Don't do it now. Just take notes. In the search box at the top, you'll see, you can look up there if you're watching the video right now. It's right next to the Facebook F, and there's the search box, and you just type in like whatever you want. And then look at all the groups that people have for that topic. And then you find the groups that are most relevant to what you want to do. Join the groups. Figure out what people are doing. What are the common topics? What are their concerns? What are their challenges? What are their issues? What do they need to overcome? What is their biggest problem that seems to be reoccurring? Do not go there and pitch stuff and pimp your stuff into someone else's group. You're going to get kicked out, and that is not cool, and you shouldn't be doing that. That is not couth, right? But you can learn. Then after you learn, that is the idea for your program, product, and service. But then you create your own group, and you can build a community based around your programs, products, and services in that group. But then how do you market to the people on Facebook? You cannot market, at least right now, you cannot market to and select a group to market to on Facebook. But you can a like page, business page, fan page, whatever you want to call it. So then you do that same search, but instead of under groups, you search for pages. And then when you're creating your Facebook ad, you target the right people in the right community or global, depending on how big your business is and where you're marketing, to the people in the fan pages that correlate with the groups. Then you can market to them, and then they're going to buy your product. Now that's just, that's a very, very high level overview. But you need to pick your niche down 3 times. You have to know your avatar. Who is this person? What gender are they? Where do they live? What's important to them? What are their values? Sometimes it's what is their ethnicity? What is their gender? What is their geography? What is their sexual orientation? What religious organization do they belong to? All those things may matter. Sometimes it doesn't. But you need to know who these people are, okay? So we're going to go on. Give me 1 second. I'm going to refresh this. I need another person here with me to help me out to go over this stuff because there's so many different things here. But I see we have a good audience. That's good. Okay, so hey, Avi, thank you for joining us. I see that you just popped in there. So hello, Avi Green. Okay, so Module 4 is essential equipment for your successful business. So Module 4 is equipment. Now here's the thing. You probably have like 70 or 80% of what you need to create a 6 or 7 figure business online right now. Now a lot of people go, no way, that's crazy. It takes money to make money. Sometimes, but often not nearly as much as you think. Not at all. I started my business with just $2,000, $2,000, That's it. And to date, we've made tens of millions of dollars, many, many tens of millions of dollars. I'm not going to tell you how many, but it's a lot. All right. And it didn't happen overnight, but it didn't take much money. And back then, I was freaking clueless. No one was doing for me what I'm doing for you right now. I had to figure it all out on my own, and it was in the infancy of the internet. You literally have a 20x strategic advantage over what I started with. So you can do this. I promise you, you can do it. You just have to take action. So what kind of equipment do you need? You need a smartphone, Samsung, Droid, is that whatever, the Google phone, or iPhone. I have an iPhone 8 Plus. That's what I'm using now to go live on. And then this is a MacBook. And I actually was just at the Mac store today. I'm going to get a new computer because this one's old. This computer is 7 years old. I'm running a multi-million-dollar business on a 7-year-old laptop. It doesn't take a lot, you guys. But what you must do is know like what apps to use, what software. How can you get stuff on the cloud that's like $12 a month? It will completely transform your business and save you hundreds of dollars a month. That's the kind of training that goes into Online Expert Empire. But your equipment isn't much, but you need to have a smartphone, you need to have a laptop or a desktop, and also it actually just started raining here in Las Vegas, so this light got a little softer. Hopefully it's okay, and it's not, let me actually see what it's like here, because I don't have my lights on right now. Oh, it's actually fine. It actually looks pretty good. There's a little bit of reflection, but this light isn't even on here, but this is called a softbox. Can you see this? So this is a softbox because it has this silk or this screen in front of it, and it's in the shape of a box. Go figure, man. It's like crazy talk, right? So there's a light bulb inside there, and let me see if I can turn it on here. Hold on. Woo! See, but it diffuses the light, so you don't get crazy harsh shadows and look like you're 900 years old, because that never looks good, right? So on Amazon, they have a kit of those. You can get 2 or 3, because sometimes you want what's called a hair light, which will come back and make you pop off the background, but I don't want that right now because it would cause so much glare. And right now I don't need the lights, that's why I turned them off. But you can get a kit like that for like $80, and it really makes a difference. Let me show you another thing I have too. Hang on a second, I'm on a cord here, hang on. Hold on. Have you noticed how some people just look really good on camera? You're like, damn, they look good, always, right? Well, this is a ring light, but I don't need it right now, but there you go, watch. Bing. And then this has this adjustable right there. But what happens is, watch what, look at, and my glasses are kind of messed up, but look at that. I'm 49, 48, 47, 22 years old. Oh yeah. Not really. But you can see the difference, right? It makes a big, big difference. And what happens is, sometimes in the glasses it reflects this ring, but that ring will show in the iris of your eyes, and it really makes your eyes pop. So you want to do that, and you want it at eye level, and then, I don't know if you can see it, but there's also a camera holder right here that you can get one of the camera holders that I'm holding, that's holding my iPhone right now as well. I'm going to turn this thing off because it's going to make crazy light. So it costs like $4 is a mount on top of the tripod that is holding my iPhone. And it's like $4, $5, $6, I don't know, it wasn't much. And then that tripod, because that particular one doesn't have to be super fancy because it mostly just holds an iPhone. I think that was like $19. You don't need a lot of stuff. Let me show you something else though. Hang on, I just got this too. Check this out. So like this, we're at the penthouse here in Vegas, and I usually work, I'm building out the rest of my office, but I work at the bar in the middle of the living room, and so sometimes I use this, and this holds my computer at a higher level. So when you're doing like a Skype interview or a Zoom or whatever, it raises it up so you don't have to look down. No one looks good looking down unless you're like 16 years old, right? But let's be honest, anyone over about 35, you don't want an inferior camera angle. Makes you look like you have a double chin, even if you don't. Doesn't look good. Also, your eyes are down so they don't catch a lot of light, and it just looks sad and grumpy. So you want to elevate this up so this goes on top of the bar or your table or whatever. And this is on Amazon as well. This was like $20, and these things hinge and click in place, and you can raise and lower it. This holds your mouse or whatever. But look at it, it's super light, easy to use, right? All that's on Amazon. So I have a list of all the gear that I want you to use, that I'm going to suggest you use. Hang on one second here. So that's just an example. So you don't have to start with all this stuff, you guys. Oh, you know what? Let me show you one other thing I got, though. This is really cool. I got the cable on here. This is, you guys have probably seen these advertised. It's turned off right now. That's why it looks limp there. Poor guy. This is called a Smove, S-M-O-V-E. It's a gimbal which allows you to maneuver. It's not turned on right now, so let me see if I can just turn it on here. Watch. Woo! And then like I don't have my phone on it because I'm using my phone now. But you see how it pivots and moves? It allows you to move around, and it creates this really cinematic quality to all your stuff. This is 180 bucks. Do you have to get it right away? Absolutely not. But it adds a lot of perceived value in your video production. It just makes things look really cool. Like you could run next to somebody, or like you can do a panoramic kind of stuff, and it just does this really cool sweeping movement. The only downside on that, the battery wears out a little fast. As a USB, I just plug it into my laptop every morning. So I just got that. That's my newest toy. But you don't have to get that. That's my point. You don't have to get that to start. It's not necessary. But those are some of the things. But there's certain apps that you want to get. Like as an example, like Canva is the software, canva.com, canva.com, Canva. That's a SaaS platform. SaaS, if you're not familiar with that, means software as a service. It's a cloud-based graphic design, social media, header, image optimizer. It does all kinds of stuff. It's so awesome. I got the business account, which I would suggest you can do or should do, because you can also put in your hex colors that we talked about earlier, and you can manage your brand more easily when you upgrade to the business level. I have no affiliation with them. I just love them. I'm an evangelist for them. We talked about that too. It's an incredible product. So it saves me thousands of dollars a month with a graphic designer with the stuff that we can create on Canva, and we can produce stuff fast like this. You see me put out so much stuff, and you're like, how does John keep putting out all this stuff? It's because we use Canva, and also we talk a little bit about outsourcing too. I have a team of people that are outsourced that do this stuff. Some people say, well, I don't have tech knowledge and I don't know how to do all this stuff. I don't know how, I can write some code just because I'm kind of nerdy, but I don't know how to do 80% of the stuff that happens in my business. But my team does, someone on Upwork does, someone on Fiverr does. I can use stuff on Canva. I can pay someone to do graphic design or PowerPoint for me. I know how to do PowerPoint, but you get the point. You don't have to spend a bunch of money, and you don't have to have all the skills. What you just need to know how to do is what to do. Then you allow people who can do it to do it for you. Does that make sense? God, that sounded very convoluted, but I meant for that to be very simplistic. So hang on one second. We're going to go to the next module here. Are you guys liking this? Is this helpful for you? Or to you, I should say? Someone else ask a question for me. So the next module is, oh, this is good. Module 5, this is where we get down to some serious stuff. This is awesome. It's what we're doing right now. Social media mastery is module number 5 in Online Expert Empire. And I'm just going to tell you guys right now, today's the last day of our 50% off. So if you want this program, go grab it. It is absolutely incredible. It's the most comprehensive thing I've ever created in my entire career. I'm super, super proud of it. Fortunately, 100%, and I'm not exaggerating, 100% of the feedback has been positive. I don't know if that's ever happened for anything I've created before. So that's very, very cool. I'm very proud of that. Okay, so social media mastery is the next module in Online Expert Empire. Fortunately, my friends are super smart, and I have almost 20 of them that contributed to this program. And one of them, her name is Kat Sullivan. So Kat with a K, she's the princess of Pinterest. You actually get 2 hours of training from her. She helped me take my Pinterest account from 50,000, which is still a lot, 50,000 impressions or views a month to 4 million. 4 million a month. And I had to do some work, obviously, but it took probably 4.5 months to go from 50,000 to 4 million impressions a month on Pinterest. And what does that mean? People say, well, okay, so what does that mean? In Pinterest, people are more likely to buy than people on Facebook in general because in Facebook, I'm like, you guys came here because you know we're solving a problem, right? You guys want to learn how to grow a business, and so you're here for a particular reason. But sometimes when you just see ads on Facebook, it is disruptive, right? You're doing something else, and you're like, wait a minute, what's going on here? But in Pinterest, you're seeking something out. You have a problem, you need a solution. There's something you need to fix or a problem you need to solve. So you go to Pinterest for a solution. You're in the seeking mindset. So a Pinterest user is about 300% more likely to buy than someone on actually all other social media platforms. Isn't that crazy? So because of that, we need to take full advantage of Pinterest. And so Kat teaches you exactly step by step by step how to make the images, how to optimize the images, how to get people involved, how to title, tag, describe, how to build your boards, and then how to link it back, and so you create a funnel to get more people into your business. Just that alone, what she taught me, I don't know, it's worth thousands of dollars a month. I don't know exactly how many, but a lot. And it's because of what she taught me. Now she did extra training for you in there. I also have Billy Jean. You guys know Billy Jean? Billy Jean is marketing. You've seen all this stuff, right? He contributed to the program as well. About social media and videos, especially YouTube. I have numerous people who have contributed on YouTube, the YouTube aspect of it, I should say. YouTube, Facebook. And by the way, you guys, Twitter, you can follow me on Twitter at JSE Success Coach. Follow me. Why didn't I get my name? Because at the time, I don't know if they changed the rules, but it was too long to use John Spencer Ellis. It was too long. I couldn't get it. But Twitter matters a lot. I think I have either 50,000 or 60,000 followers right now on Twitter. Well, did you see that? That was lightning outside. I probably just lit up the board. That was crazy. And also another thing is LinkedIn. Corey, there's the thunder. I don't know if you can hear that. Corey is a member of my Penthouse group, really, really smart businessman, and he teaches you in this program how to get hundreds of prospects a month into your funnel from LinkedIn for free. For free. It's crazy. I didn't even know some of this stuff. And I've done a lot of business on LinkedIn. I've made a lot of money from LinkedIn, and after what he taught me, I'm in the process of completely redoing it because it was so enlightening to me, and it helped me so much. Think about that, okay? Are you maximizing Pinterest? So Pinterest, I keep going from blue to black here. Pinterest, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram, right? And there's a way to make all of this work. And one of the things you can do, one of the apps, it's if this, then that. IFTTT.com. If this, then that. Let me get out of the way. If this, then that. So what that does, and that's free as well. You can upgrade, but they have it's free. So if you say, well, if I post something on Twitter, it will also post on Facebook. Or if I put something on Instagram, but it has a certain hashtag, only in that case have it go to a particular board on Pinterest. You can set it up for notifications of different things that happen in the news, to gather data, all kinds of stuff. So that's, again, we're talking about what software, what tools, what technology do you need. This is really great and it's free. If this, then that. IFTTT. Really great resource. So let me see if anyone else has any other questions here. We're going to move on to the next one. And I'm skimming this, you guys, because there's so much. Oh my gosh. So much. So let me go to the next one here. Next one is, video marketing mastery. Okay, let's go here. This is so important. What are you doing, puppy? What are you doing? My dogs want to eat again. Video. I cannot emphasize that enough. Look, I'm doing it right now. You guys are learning because of video. And so what are the different ways you can do video? You can do YouTube videos. You can do video advertising on YouTube. You can do a Facebook Live. You can do a pre-recorded video on Facebook. You can do a Facebook video ad. You can make video training courses. You can make downloadable video programs. You can host your own online talk show. You can host a regular TV show. You need to know how to do video. Now, some people say, I don't want to do that stuff. I don't want to edit. You don't have to. You can outsource a lot of it to Upwork. It's Upwork.com. And I can't remember the name of the company that they took over because they did such a good job of just like, I think they combined 2 or 3 different companies into Upwork. But basically it's a nation or a global network of people who can do, color correction, editing, post-production stuff, all that. But in this module, in Online Expert Empire, Chris Pirelli teaches this, and we give you, gosh, I'm trying to remember how many hours. It's 8 hours, 8 hours of training, plus workbooks and note sheets and checklists and all kinds of stuff of how to prepare a video shoot, how to do the video shoot, how to do post-production, how to do editing in iMovie, Camtasia, ScreenFlow, Premiere Pro. And if you don't want to do all that stuff, you can outsource it. But the point is you're going to learn how to do all of that. That's part of the training. You don't have to, but it's available to you. But also, how are you going to do well on camera? How do you speak to the camera? How do you cheat the camera? How do you set up the audio? How high should the camera be? All these different things, the lighting and all that kind of stuff I just showed you, is all part of the training as well. And then if we go back to the other module we talked about earlier with this professional speaker training. Actually, it's coming up, but I talked about it earlier. With the professional speaker training, this is why I put all this stuff together. It might seem at first, you're like, how do all these things fit together? I gave you professional speaker training because I want you to be able to communicate and speak effectively and with authority and conviction. And then when you do that and you have the right setup to do stuff like that, and by the way, the biggest challenge I have here, I'm super grateful because I have an awesome house I live in, but it's all glass and mirrors, and it makes it, and I have polished concrete floors and an exposed loft ceiling that's like 14 feet high, and it creates an echo chamber in here. So I actually have to change some stuff. So my biggest challenge is trying to figure out how to do audio and then controlling the light that comes in from all different angles. It makes it very, very difficult. So you will fortunately not have this challenge. I love the view. I'm grateful. It's awesome. And it also is a nightmare for recording certain things. So if you see, like when I'll do a live later tonight, and when I have all the lights on and when the sun's going down and everything, wow, you hear that thunder. It's crazy. Storm coming in. It changes and it makes it very, very difficult. And that's why you need to learn how to tweak and adjust and things like that. But if you have even a small spare bedroom, or if you learn how to do it outside, like what time of day is best, and how do you shade things, and how do you use different natural elements and props that cost 10, 20, 30 bucks to dramatically improve the quality of your video shoot. It's super, super awesome. And Chris Pirelli teaches you all that in Video Marketing Mastery, which is module number 6. And then there's module number 7. So this is actually my video training program. I did a workshop. So this is info product. Hang on a second. I'll turn around here in a second. Info products, and I don't know why I'm doing some uppercase and some lower. It's so stupid. Online courses. Oh my God. So funny. There we go. So in the module 7, it's how to make your online training courses or info products. So an info product is something that people they could buy it physical. You could sell it on Amazon as well. There's some training on that as well. Or it's digital, and they might download it, and then they might download it to their phone. It might be a PDF. It might be videos. It might be worksheets. It might be audio recordings. It could be narration, interviews, guided imagery, hypnosis. I mean, it could literally be anything, a how-to, a tutorial, a step-by-step process, a master class. It could be any of that stuff. So that's an info product. I've made most of my money with these things right here, and educational courses, online courses, both with a certification and without, all different sorts of things like that. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and I forget the rate of its growth, but it's about 20% a year. It's insane. And if you're not doing this, you're crazy, because you're smart, you have passion, you have skills that other people want to know, but you're not yet monetizing them. And a lot of people say, well, I just want to help people. I need to be there, and I want to help people. Well, let me ask you this. Well, first of all, no one says you have to stop doing that. You can do that as long as you want. But let's just say you can help 5 people a day. So you have the joy of helping 5 people a day. Literally hundreds of people a day benefit from the programs, products, and services that I create for online courses. Hundreds. And I've helped 100,000 plus, actually more than that, 100,000 plus people in over 60 countries. That makes me feel good. So no matter where I go in the world, I know that somehow I enhance the life of someone in that area. That's super cool. That makes me feel better than when I was just doing one-on-one training and coaching for people, although I do enjoy that, and it is rewarding. I'm not saying it's not. I'm not discounting it. I'm saying if you really want to make an impact and share your passion, your love, your expertise with the people in your community, in your niche, you have to get online, and you have to create educational products and online courses. This module in Online Expert Empire is 8 hours of video training taking you through step by step by step by step everything you need to know to make that work exceptionally well. And it's incredibly rewarding. Just this morning I was thinking about this because it was the last day of our global launch for Online Expert Empire, and I said I want to see what happened, overnight. So I woke up this morning and I had between all my other companies and everything too, 20-something orders while I slept overnight. And they range from $56 to $1,000. And it's awesome. That feels great to know that you've made enough money to pay all your stuff for the day. And then anything that happens throughout the day is just gravy on top of that, right? It's awesome. I want you to experience that as well. The thing is, a lot of people say, I don't have anything to share, or I'm just passionate about this, but I'm not sure if people would like that. When you go back and watch the earlier part of this video, when we talk about how to find people that want to do and like what you do, you will see that there are not just hundreds, not just thousands, not just tens of thousands, but hundreds of thousands of people just like you who share your passion, that are looking for solutions to their problems related to that niche, and you can be the solution provider. And you can be rewarded for it and live an awesome lifestyle at the same time. That's what I'm teaching you. And when people are miserable with their jobs, or they're building someone else's career all these years, and they're like, wait a minute, I need to do something for myself, right? I want you to be fulfilled. I want you to experience that, okay? Give me 10 seconds. Who was it? Was it Rubio, the politician that chugged water like this and he looked crazy when he did it? I'm going to try to non-Rubio this. How'd I do? Okay. So let me see if anyone else had a question here. Then we're going to go on to the next. Oh, then the next module is the module 9 is a professional speaker training. So I already talked about that a little bit. But Topher Morrison is a really good friend of mine, and he's currently running for mayor of Tampa, Florida. Lily, stay out of there. That's Daddy's. Messing with the cables. Lucy, you want to get on camera for a minute? Come here, baby. Come here. Look, you guys saw Lily earlier. Here's Lucy. Look at this. Look at his face. Look at that. That's my baby. She cuddles with me all night. I love it. So anyway, Topher contributed all this training. He's a great speaker trainer. And you get hours and hours, how to present yourself on camera, how to be authoritative, how to prepare, how to get paid speaking gigs too. Some of you were surprised when I told you I've been paid $5,000 for an hour presentation on improving sleep. It's true. I've been paid $5,000 for telling people how to improve their sleep. Now, I happen to be a sleep geek, and I love sleep science. And so I've taught it, but yeah, I've been paid $5,000 an hour in Chicago to go talk about sleep. Incredible. You can do the same thing. So a lot of this training also, I'm talking about this module on speaking, is you can do hybrid models for online, offline. Like a lot of my business is online. You guys are learning about this online. I'm teaching how to do it online, but I also have people come here to the penthouse and we do coaching, masterminds, seminars, workshops, one-on-one VIP days, stuff like that. So there's a lot of other ways to take your physical business or your digital business and make it physical. A lot of people use the internet and grow their business, but then do retreats like in Costa Rica or Thailand or exotic European getaways. My buddy always takes a group of people to Spain every year. Another friend has people go to Thailand and sometimes they do kickboxing there, Muay Thai, or sometimes they go to Costa Rica and do yoga retreats or whatever it is. But they grow the community online using all these strategies that I'm talking about that are online expert empire, okay? So I'm going to see if anyone had another question. Everyone's just like soaking this in, but I want to hear what your questions are. A lot of shares, a lot of people sharing this. Great info as always. What's that? AB says, what's the computer table called? I don't know. I will find out and I will put it in the comments. I don't know what that's called. But there's several of them. Gosh, you know what? It doesn't even have a label on it. I'm sorry. I'll find it and I'll post it, okay? Kimbro, will you post your list later? Tell me which list. Please fix the sound. What's wrong with the sound? Tell me what's going on with the sound, you guys. I'm trying a different microphone, and I don't know what's wrong with the sound. But I appreciate your feedback. Let me know what's wrong with the sound. I want to make it better. Okay, so the next thing is successful online experts. Okay, so this is module 9. Module 9. I'm going to get through this. I'm going to get through all 15 modules and tell you what this is. So these are experts. So this is awesome. Again, fortunately, I have a bunch of really smart friends who were nice enough to contribute to this program. So in this module, module 9, I have experts. You guys know who Caleb Maddox is? He just turned 16. I was actually just with him this last weekend at an event. He's a self-made millionaire. He's written 8 books. He is one of the most influential people on Snapchat in the world. He told me at 16 he's going to buy his dream Lamborghini this year during his 16th birthday or year. And I'm like, all right, cool, go for it, man. It's super impressive with what someone can do, and they're going to share all their secrets and strategies. Hey, puppy dog. My dog's real crazy because of lightning. Thunder and lightning out there. So Caleb shares all his stuff. He's just 16, and he's a cool kid too, like super cool. Not pretentious, not precocious like what you might think with a young guy. He's just really, really a nice guy and very, very smart, ahead of his years for sure. And then I have Kelly Davis, who is a fitness pro, and she does online programs for women that want to improve their self-esteem through fitness, exercise, nutrition, and things like that. And then I also have Keith Yackey, who's a good buddy of mine who lives here in Vegas, and he has a 7-figure coaching consulting business, and he teaches you how he built that and the important aspects of that. So he gives all that away as well. And then my other friend, Nicholas Bayerly, actually sounds like I only had one other friend. He's a good friend, Nicholas Bayerly, and he's a young guy too. So he's in his mid-20s, and he went from like $40,000 to $500,000 in 2 years. It's a lot, right? It's a big change. And he did that by way of becoming an authority. And a lot of it was done through online expert positioning and branding and things like that. So you're going to learn from all these experts that are going to teach you all these incredible ways to enhance your life and enhance your business. And so you can earn more, so you can make a bigger impact and custom design your life. How cool is that? And you guys, by the way, I'm sorry if the audio has some feedback or something like that. One of the microphones I had was not working properly, and if there's a buzzing or feedback and stuff like that, is because there's a long cord here. And if you guys know anything about electronics, the longer the cord, the more the resistance, the greater the number of ohms, which can cause a buzz. So I apologize if that's what's happening, okay? So that was number 9. And then number 10, this is great. So email marketing Oh, this is great. Okay, so this is important. So I'm going to go, it's email, and what do we have? I'm trying to look at my notes here. Email, traffic, and podcasting. Wow, I can't believe we did all this. And webinars. Jeez. So this module is more diverse, but it goes over such great stuff. So again, fortunately, my friends are super smart and super kind, and were willing to help us. And so what they have in this, there is a buzzing sound. Darn it! It's not horrible, but noticeable. Yeah, I apologize for the buzzing sound. Unfortunately, there's nothing I can do about it. So I can. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else I could do. It's this darn cord is too long, so I apologize. Does the curriculum cover any info on nonprofit organizations? Paul, the same thing applies for nonprofit. There's no difference. You still need, think about the Susan Komen Foundation or Make-A-Wish, right? Those are two foundations that probably all of us are familiar with. It's still branding. It's still positioning. They've niched down on who they serve. They know who their probable contributors are, and you need to be the charismatic leader of that nonprofit. So yes, that is it works exactly the same for nonprofits. There's no difference. Online Expert Empire will work for a for-profit, a nonprofit, a large corporation. It will work for a family business, couples that they want to do a business, an individual, young and old. One lady, one of the first people who joined was 61 years old. And her concern was that she was too old and that it wouldn't work, or somehow people wouldn't take her seriously, or she wouldn't understand. And I said, look, first of all, I admire her for wanting to do it. She did join. And the benefit is that there's fewer people doing it because not everyone is as bold and smart as she is. So she has less competition immediately. And even if there are younger people doing things, younger people are probably not going to serve that same demographic of people in their 50s, 60s, and 70s. Probably. They could, but probably not. And then anything that is too techy you don't understand, just outsource it. And we show you how to outsource it, and you can save a ton of money. Here's the thing. Focus on the things you're good at. You need to bring things up to a adequate level of competency, but then turn it over to experts and focus on the highest and best use of your time. That's really how you get ahead, okay? So again, I apologize. I know there's a buzz in the audio. What a bummer. I just got this new microphone, and it's got this long cable, which created resistance and a buzz. So there's a tip for you right now. Do not buy this cable that's like 15 feet long. In the wireless mic, for whatever reason, was not working with my phone as well, my iPhone. So I don't know. It's a good lesson, but just full transparency, it just wasn't working out, and I had to do this for you guys, so I went ahead with it anyway. So here's what we're going to do. So in this module, in Online Expert Empire, I brought in a guy. I use ActiveCampaign, activecampaign.com. It's a great program. You can go to johnspencerellis.com/active, johnspencerellis.com/active, and learn about that. But it's all about email marketing and how to get an open rate and how not to get caught in spam filters and best practices and all the new things. You can even do emojis in the subject line now with ActiveCampaign, which is really cool. And that increases the open rate considerably. So it's all about email marketing and best practices and software and autoresponders and opt-in forms and all that kind of stuff that we know is very important. Then I have my friend Vince Reed. Talk about traffic. How do you get traffic to your site? Because you need traffic, right? You can have a cool website, you can do all this stuff, but you need traffic. And by the way, I also included an hour or two of search engine optimization training in this as well. But Vince is an expert in traffic, and so you get all that. Then my good buddy Michael O'Neill did an hour training with me as well on podcasting. He has one of the top podcasts in the business entrepreneur space on iTunes in all the world, millions of downloads. And so he talks about best practices, technology, setting up your podcast, hosting, syndication, how to do a good interview, how to prepare for the interview, all those different things. That's all in here in this module as well. And if you want to see his podcast, it's a Solopreneur Hour, it's the Solopreneur Hour with Michael O'Neill on iTunes. So he is your teacher for this segment. Then webinars, if you guys have seen the webinar, if you haven't yet, it's more training just like this, but structured differently. You can get to it from the onlineexpertempire.com page. And I go over with one of the tech experts from Webinar Jam and EverWebinar, teaching you how to set up a webinar, best practices, how to create the landing page, how to do the funnel and connect your email campaign and all that kind of stuff, autoresponder sequence. So that's all within that same module, same module, geez. Email, traffic, podcasting, and webinars. I know that is a lot. So the next one is, we're getting there, you guys. Oh, number 11 is online coaching, mentoring, training, and consulting. Online coaching, training, mentoring, and consulting. Let me see if I can make this work here. So it's, there's coaching, mentoring. I know I shouldn't turn my back, I know, but the board is rolling away from me here. Coaching, mentoring, consulting, and what am I missing? Training. So these are all different. Look at that. These are all different. So what do you think the difference is between coaching, mentoring, training, and consulting? How are they the same? How are they different? And people can have different interpretations of this. I welcome other definitions and interpretations, but I just want to tell you what I think it is, and then you can tell me. Okay, let me see here real quick. Michael says, my business partner started the Susan Komen Foundation. John's 100% an expert. Appreciate this. Oh, that's cool. Thank you. Which video editor you recommend for making fitness videos? It has no difference if it's a fitness video, if it's a bar mitzvah, it doesn't matter. And you learn all that within the program. But it depends what you're comfortable with. I use iMovie for a lot of my stuff. There's also apps that we share with you that are just for iPhone too, that you can edit a lot of stuff just on the iPhone for video. And then if you do a screen capture, that's where you actually videotape what you're doing on your screen. That's ScreenFlow for Mac or Camtasia for a PC, although Camtasia now has a PC or a Mac version as well. The ScreenFlow software is about $99. So you can get that for Mac. ScreenFlow. Just go to the App Store, ScreenFlow, $99, and you can capture all the video that you're doing. Like if you're doing a tutorial, like how to do something on the computer, you capture your voice with a good microphone, better than this stupid cable I have here, and it captures what's happening on your screen at the same time. So it doesn't matter what fitness videos or whatever. None of that matters. It's what you're comfortable with. I use iMovie because it's super easy. Some people are more skilled, use Premiere Pro. But if you don't want to do any of that stuff, I have a guy in Macedonia who's awesome. He's a young guy. I'm actually paying his way through college by paying him a very, very small amount per hour, but it's very fair to him, and I'm paying for his college. But I'm saving 80% on my video editing at the same time because the cost of living in Macedonia is like 20% of what it is in Las Vegas. So he gets a fair wage. I save a bunch of money. I'm paying his way through college, and I give him 40 hours a week of work. It's awesome. So I don't have time to do that. I don't know how to do it as well as he does. He's thrilled and honored and super cool. It's a win-win. And I found him on that site I talked about earlier, Upwork, upwork.com. So you can do exactly the same, okay? So here's the difference. So this, I forget what module, hang on a second. Hold on. What module did I say? Module 11. We're going to get to 15. I promise you we're going to get to 15. Coaching, mentoring, consulting, training. I teach you the fundamentals of all of these. Then I also give examples of all of it, and we give you about 20 different forms, graphs, charts, intake, consulting agreements, all that kind of stuff as part of this as well. And I give you another 10 hours of training on coaching, training, building your online training business, linguistics, communication, and a sample of a whole bunch of different programs from Nesta and Spencer Institute. A ton of stuff. This module is just incredible. And we just kept adding more. I kept adding my team. I said, you know what, let's give them more. They go, is that cool? And I said, let's give them more. And he's like, really? We're going to launch tomorrow. And I said, I know. stay up an extra hour and load some more in there. Let's give them more. And so we did. We gave you just a bunch of stuff. So what's the difference here? So coaching, and this is open to additional interpretations, but this is my perspective. Let me come over here. So coaching is eliciting someone's values. It is determining their motivational strategies. It is understanding their support system. It is being a sounding board for them. And it is being a supportive, collaborative partner in whatever it is that they want to accomplish. There's other interpretations of this, I understand. And if you may have another one or you can add to it, that's cool. So that's coaching. Mentoring, generally a mentor will be older than you, but it doesn't have to be. He or she can be younger or the same age, but generally they're older because they have more experience. They went before you. Back in the day, they would call that like an apprenticeship. If you wanted to be a blacksmith, or if you wanted to learn how to work the farm, or if you wanted to learn how to be a gunsmith, or whatever it was back in the day, right? You would do an apprenticeship, which is mentoring. You are going to have the person, you're going to shadow the person who has an exact skill set that you want to learn, and they're going to impart their wisdom on you so you can replicate what they've done. That's mentoring. So it's a little different from coaching, but they can work together as well. Consulting actually includes all these things a little bit, because as a consultant, you may or may not be older, but you have special skills, talents, and abilities, and resources and connections that your client needs so he or she can do X. So a business consultant may know how to create a supply chain. A business consultant may know how to create a sales funnel. A business consultant may know how to increase rank on Google for your website. A consultant has a special talent, skill, ability, connection, resource, or technology that is then hired out to an individual or group or a company or a nonprofit so they can enhance their offerings or solve a problem. And then training, I just give an example in fitness training, coaching is more about support and eliciting values and saying encouragement, you can do it, and all that kind of stuff. There may be some of that in training, but with training, you're saying, hey, science says this is so this is what we're going to do. Research shows that if we do this, this, and this, we'll get this result, or it's more probable. So that's what we're going to do. It's more matter of fact, it's more scientifically based, and it's often more linear in its delivery. Not always. So those are the fundamental differences. Could you do all of these? Yes. And do I do all of these in some capacity? Yes, depending on who it is that I'm working with. But most often, I do more coaching and consulting. This is how I generally combine my services, both online and offline. And if you just want to see how I do that, you can go to my site, johnspencerellis.com, and see how I've blended that together. But I give you all that and a lot more in that module in Online Expert Empire. And again, you guys, if you're just joining us, we're celebrating because this is the last day. You can get 50% off of Online Expert Empire. A bunch of people have jumped on this because it's super cool. Dude, you are killing them in the blue shirt. You handsome devil. Brian Sullivan. Oh my gosh, Brian. So funny. It's one of my good buddies. He's hysterical. Okay. Let's see. All right. So let me go to membership site. Oh, module 12. This is cool. This is great. You guys know who Ryan Lee is? Ryan Lee. It's hard to say one word and write another at the same time. I'm totally goofing up here. And R. Okay. Memberships and reoccurring revenue. RR. Reoccurring revenue. My friend Ryan Lee, actually he and I have been friends for 15, 18 years. He and I, we believe, are two of the first people to offer fitness education courses and downloadable programs, or programs. We actually back then it was so early on in the 90s in the internet, you couldn't even download stuff. There was no PDF stuff. You had to order it with a fax form, and then we'd send a CD that we would press at home with a CD replicator. I'm not kidding you. So he and I have been doing that stuff on the internet. I started a couple of years before him. But he's gone on to do just incredible things. He's a brilliant guy. So he teaches this segment in this module, which is module 12 for memberships. Like if you want a membership site. And then people say, well, why would people pay for a membership if they can get some stuff for free on the internet? Well, some of the stuff on the internet is a bunch of crap. Let's be honest. Just because it's on the internet doesn't mean it's true. But also it's aggregated and curated, organized, systematized, and given to you in a way that is useful and saves you time, aggravation, frustration, and energy. And that's worth a lot, right? Other than trying to figure it out and wondering if this person's honest or is that a good deal or is their stuff safe or whatever. You're able to create, and also you create a community. That's what I was going to say. Memberships are a community, membership sites, and that matters a lot. You want to build a culture. And remember, going back to the branding and image, that branding and image we talked about in one of the first modules, I think it was module 2, carries over into the memberships and reoccurring revenue. A membership is great because RR, reoccurring revenue. So you want, ideally, a business that has reoccurring, predictable, monthly, increasing revenue. So every month, you know, boom, 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 boom. You're going to get X amount of dollars before any new people come into the system. That is a very reassuring way to go about your life. That you create a system, you create a product, you create a community that nurtures the members of the community and solves their biggest challenges, and you have recurring predictable income. So this module, which is module 12, Ryan teaches, goes over all that. Module 13 is e-commerce. E-commerce. All right, so module 13 is e-commerce. You guys know what e-commerce is, right? Did you know, check this out, you guys, this is crazy. I'm just seeing what questions people have. Did you know that you can sell on Walmart.com? Did you know you can sell products on Walmart? You can. Did you know that you can sell them on Sears.com? You can sell your products on Sears.com. And Jet, have you heard of Jet? Like a jet engine? You can sell them there too. eBay, Etsy, Costco.com. There are cases where you can sell your products on Costco.com. Wow. And of course there's Amazon, right? And then you can do Shopify. There's numerous e-commerce platforms like that. And so my buddy Larry Loic, we have actually 2 hours of training from him in this module. And Larry has a super successful business. He speaks all over the world. He's my personal coach for this topic. And he teaches you how to set up and get started with e-commerce. You know, here's the crazy thing about e-commerce. Is like, I'll give you the example of, is it Drew Canoli? Am I saying it right? Drew Canoli, who is, I think he's the CEO of Organifi, which I have 2 containers of it over in the kitchen. I love that product. He sells it on his own website, which is e-commerce, physical product, and he sells it through ClickBank, I believe, which also teaches you how to do affiliate marketing. That's another module we'll get to. But he sells it on Amazon, and you get it on auto ship. So he has, can you imagine, there's thousands and thousands and thousands. It's $57 a month per container. I get the red and the green. I'm just using this as an example. I don't know Drew, but I love the product, and you guys know the name, so that's why I'm using it as an example. It's just one example. You could do, actually, you know, I wouldn't say do cell phone cases all blinged out because that's so overdone, but like all this stuff, the ring lights. I bought this on Amazon. I bought that tripod on Amazon. I actually bought this case of markers on Amazon. I bought all my stuff for my French Bulldogs, not my French Bulldogs themselves, on Amazon. Anything you want to sell, you can do so on Amazon. And by the way, if you want to know, here's a quick insider tip. If you want to save a bunch of money, but you don't want to buy in bulk, but you this is just a sidebar. Go to AliExpress.com. I'm gonna spell this for you. You guys got to give me props for the good penmanship, right? Jeez. Ali, like Alibaba. AliExpress.com. You can buy stuff there and sell it on Amazon or eBay and things like that. But I go there just for one-off products. Comes from China. This is a sidebar just because I think it's interesting. I got things, I'm just going to give you an example. So let's just say you had to buy something at a store and it was $100. I'm making something up. It was $100 to buy something at a store. But on Amazon, it's $70. On AliExpress, it will be $22. And usually it's free shipping from China. But you can also use this to test market things to see if it sticks before you go to Alibaba.com to buy a bulk order and then use FBA, which is fulfillment by Amazon, to have them send it out to the end consumer and then they warehouse it for you. But that's all taught inside this module of the program, okay? And that, what did I say? Module 13. And then real quick, I'm just going to talk about module 14 and 15. We're going to wrap this up. Module 14, affiliate marketing. You can, if you don't want to make your own products, you don't have to. You can create the community, you can create a fan page, you can run ads and sell other people's products. I have made a lot of money selling dog training, erectile dysfunction products, true story, infrared saunas, jacuzzis, leads for people who do home loans and refinancing, solar energy for homes, all kinds of stuff like that. I'm not in those industries, but I know how to market, so I get a percentage of the referred sales. And in Module 14, it teaches you how to do the same thing. So these are all these different ways you can make money. You don't have to do all of them, but my point is, like, if you go back and you go to onlineexpertempire.com, you can see that the first modules are all foundational. It gives you the support and the chronology and the technology and all the things you need to build the foundation of your business. Then you say, who do I want to serve? Where are they located? What's their biggest problem? How can I solve that problem? And then how do I solve that problem? Am I going to do it through webinars, workshops, seminars, coaching, consulting, mentoring, counseling? Am I going to make a physical product, digital product? Am I going to sell stuff to them from Amazon? You can do it all. I don't suggest doing it all at once. And actually, in the program, I tell you, don't do it all at once. Build a foundation, do one thing, get it rocking and rolling, and then you're like, cool, I'm making money. And then you add another thing. I'm making more money. Woo! Then you do another one. I'm making more money. But don't do it all at once, because you know, it's like trying to run around and get hit by lightning. Nothing's going to happen. It's going to be crazy. Focus on one thing at a time and then add another one once one of them starts generating revenue. The last module, I'm joined by my good buddy. I just got to hang out with him this last weekend too, Peter Sorensen. He's in a penthouse right across the street with Chris Record. I may have them come by later today, as a matter of fact. And actually, I put a video from Chris Record in the program as well. He came in and did a private training for a small group here at the Penthouse, and it's 2 hours of training. If you guys know who Chris Record is, he's just absolutely brilliant. And so I got that training, and I put it just as a bonus in here as well. But on Module 15, his right hand, Peter Sorensen, I wrote it down here. It's so impressive. It's how to launch your site, program, product, or service. And I wrote, so he's basically the man behind the scenes. And he's like Oz behind the curtain, pulling the levers and stuff like that. And he's responsible for contributing, collaborating, organizing over $100 million in sales online. $100 million, it's crazy, right? And he's just brilliant, and he's such a nice guy. And so he is the expert who helps in Module 15. So after you've done all this stuff, how do you launch it? How do you prepare? What's the time frame? What's the mindset? All these different things. What do you need to do? So Module 15 teaches all that stuff, and Peter Sorensen was nice enough to be my expert guest on that module. So, you guys, there you have it. That's I mean, it's like 50 hours of cool stuff. You can't get through it in a day or a couple days. There's just, I'm giving you too much, but there's no hurry. Just go through it and you're like, cool, okay, I'm gonna do this step, cool, cool, cool. And then you're like, boom, I got a business. And then you're like, cool, I made another thing, I made money. Great, now do another thing, make more money. And just keep adding to it. So people often ask me, they say, how many sources of income do I have? Personally, me. And that depends how you break it down. If you break down literally every program, product, service, certification, association, nutritional product, passive income stream, real estate, all the different things, I have like 70 sources of income, 70. Now some of them might only make $100 a month, but some of them make tens of thousands of dollars a month each. So it adds up. But people always ask me that, so that's why I'm sharing. I'm not going to tell you the total amount, because I never do. Everyone always tries to guess, and no one's been right. Actually, what's funny is, I'll tell you, this is hysterical. One of the most common searches under my name on Google is net worth. and none of the guesses are right. I mean, it's silly, and I'm never going to tell anyone ever. But all the stuff's crazy when they try to figure that stuff out. So that's it, you guys. I hope this was helpful. You think about it like this. This is what I want to leave with. You have special skills and talents and abilities. You have wisdom that other people don't have. What happens is that you've been doing things for so long that you just go, oh yeah, that's just what I do. I just do that, you know. And you don't think about it. But you're awesome. Because there are very few other people who can do what you do. But you're just so acclimated to it because it's so, what do you call it, second hat? Is that the right phrase? People want to know what you know. They do. They want those skills and abilities. And they have problems that you can solve because of your skills and abilities and experiences with your hobby or your passion. There's no reason to keep that to yourself. If you're building someone else's dream and you like building someone else's dream, then keep doing it. But if you want to build your own dream, then now's the time because life goes by pretty darn fast. Very, very fast. And so why not get what you want now? Why wait? And think about it like this. If you try to figure it out on your own, then it's taking you longer to get to the finish line. And if it takes you 5 years to figure out something that you could do in 5 weeks, then that's 5 years that you're not going to be earning what you're worth. It's 5 years of trying to figure it out and having frustration. Or it's 5 years of being stuck in a job that you hate. Did you know it was Pew, not Pew, Gallup poll? I think it was a Gallup poll. A Gallup poll last year indicated that 85% of Americans, and the rate is probably going to vary around the world, 85% of Americans hate their job. That's the word, hate. It's not even dislike or would prefer something else. It's hatred of their job. 85% of Americans. I thought, holy crap. That's sad. And I don't think anyone should have to deal with that. And that's just not fun. So what I'd like for you to do is do something about it. I'm offering a solution that works. 100% it works. You have to do the work. I give you everything you need. You have to put it into motion. You can go and see all the testimonials. There's actually testimonials of people in the feed here who have gone through the program or currently going through it because I gave you so much they couldn't go through it in a couple days. It will change your life. Being able to enjoy every day and knowing that you're making a difference for other people and you're making you're earning what you're worth. It's awesome to be able to earn what you're worth. People often ask me how I spend my day. They often want to know that. And the reality is that on almost every single day, I do whatever I want. I work hard. Like some days I put it, like when I was finishing this program, I was working 14 to 16 hours a day. But since that time, I've only been working about 4 hours a day because I needed a break. But I get to choose. I get to choose that because of these things that I've put in place and how I've created, that was classy, I've created these opportunities through hard work over time. But when I started this, in my early 20s, in the early 90s, no one was doing this. We pioneered this. And now I get to do really cool, fun things that are incredibly rewarding. So you know what I'm going to do right now? I'm going to see if this will work. So hopefully this isn't going to screw stuff up. So hang on a second. I'm still with me here. Hold on. This is so professional. This is what we're going to do. Watch this. We're still on. We're still going here. Yep. This was unplanned. And don't eat my microphone, puppy. Don't eat my microphone. Like, looking for it here. Hang on. Hold on. Let me do this. Wait, nope. Wait. This is, I'm done with the training now. I just want to share something with you guys. Whenever I do stuff like this, whenever I do this training, isn't this cool? This is a new piece of memorabilia I just got. That is a headdress of a Vegas showgirl from a show called City Lights that was at the Flamingo that included Charo. You guys are old enough to remember Charo, and also Suzanne Summers. So I just got that and put that up, and look at that ridiculous mannequin. Hi, puppy. So look, you guys, this is what I want. I'm going to open this up. There's some people who still will think I'm full of crap, which I feel sorry for cynical people. No, there's no bird out there. There's no bird. She thinks there's a bird out there. So because I have done what I'm teaching you to do, this is one of my homes that I get to enjoy now. And I'm not saying that to say neener neener. I'm saying that because it's true. Because I've worked my ass off, and now I get to enjoy a beautiful view of the Las Vegas Strip. Right? So, see, I told you there's a storm. Look at that, that's crazy. But look, this is my office. This is really, the lights are all out. You can't even see it. That's a spare bedroom in there. A bunch of Wonder Woman memorabilia. Let me show you this real quick. If you guys have never seen this, look. Whoops, hang on a second. Hold on. Look at this. The cowbell from Saturday Night Live. Remember More Cowbell? There it is, signed by Christopher Walken and Will Ferrell. So, I just say, my point of doing this and saying this is I'm not full of crap. I'm telling you that all this is possible. See, this is all my light rig and all the stuff I just did here. All this is possible because I did exactly what I taught you, or I'm teaching you. Look at it, I didn't even make my bed this morning. Look at that, that is pathetic. I didn't even make my bed. That's bad. So look, and this is my closet, all this right here, look. I couldn't have done this if, and that's where they're building the Raiders Stadium right there, you guys, right over the top of that building. That's where the new Raiders Stadium is going in. And I'm going to the U2 concert next week, right there at the T-Mobile Arena. Puppies. So, isn't that cool? Custom tile, that's the shower and tub. Look, I didn't even make my bed. That is pathetic. That's embarrassing, but I'm not gonna stop because we're live, baby. The point of all this is, you guys, oh, let me show you this. This is a gi I had, or got, look at that. Kirio says, to John from your friend Bruce Lee. Now, Bruce didn't sign it to me. He signed it to John Saxton, who was in Enter the Dragon with him. But Bruce signed this in Hong Kong, I think in the, I'm trying to remember what date it was, 70, I want to say 72, but I could be wrong. Someone correct me. But that's authenticated. Isn't that neat? So you guys know I'm a huge martial arts fan and practitioner. And so that was one of the things. But I couldn't have bought that. Isn't that great? Yeah, Chris, isn't that crazy? I couldn't have bought that, you guys, if I didn't build what I'm teaching you how to build. So I'm not full of crap. A lot of people go, oh, it's this and it's that. And someone thought that I'm in a hotel room or that I rented this place. When I bought this place, there was nothing here. It's like, well, I kept the polished concrete floors because I wanted it like this because I like the look of it. But like there was just concrete ceilings and concrete floors. There's no walls. There's nothing. Have you guys seen this one? That's Steven Tyler and Sugar Ray Leonard. Isn't that cool? But I wouldn't be able to do this, you guys. That's the point. If I didn't do what I'm teaching you, I wouldn't be able to afford this. Faking it. This is real. I want you to look at you. What is important to you? Let me come here. What is important to you? God, that's really blown out. I can't do that. Might be totally different than what's important to me. I wanted to live here because I think it's super cool. But your penthouse or whatever that is may be something different for you. But you have brilliance. You have expertise. You have knowledge that a lot of other people want to know. Watch out, puppies. No. Get out. Get out. They think there's a bird out there. Stay out. No. Jeez. So you can do this. You can do whatever you want. I will show you how. You just need to build your online expert empire to do so. And you can do it in many, many different ways. This is the kitchen. Has a crazy fridge, right? I should have food in there soon. It's kind of empty right now. I need to get some food. That's it. I'm back here in front of my board. You can see here. I actually work from this bar most of the day because I'm getting my new computer. But look at. I don't know if you can see that because it's all blown out. Can you see? There. That's my view when I'm working all day. So was it Guy? I shared this because I know y'all are entrepreneurs. John has been. Oh, Paul is sharing here. Sorry, I just put my hand in front of there. Not cool. That's it, you guys. The sale ends tonight, 50% off, onlineexpertempire.com. Please take advantage of this. This is the most incredible thing I've ever created, and I worked my butt off for 4 months. 4 months. And my team is like, are you done yet? Are you done yet? And I'm like, nope, I want to keep adding more. I want to keep giving them more. I want to add more value. But now it's ready. It ends tonight, 9 p.m. Pacific time, 50% off. Take advantage of it. Take advantage. This is incredible. And also, there's a 100% money back guarantee. Read the details about the guarantee, but it's 100% money back. There's also a new payment plan offered as well. So that's it. OnlineExpertEmpire.com. My dogs are going crazy. Oh, look, I got their food here, but now I got to put the pumpkin. I got to put the pumpkin in their food, and then they're going to want a snack. That's it. Yeah, I make my dogs food. I'm kind of nerdy. All right, that's it, you guys. Peace out. Thank you, Nikki. Have a wonderful time. And yeah, I thank you for your positive feedback about Online Expert Empire, too. I really appreciate that. And I'm glad it was beneficial for you. All right. Comment below, and you guys can send me a direct message if you have any other questions. And that's it. Go back and watch the whole thing, because there's a lot of really, really valuable training here. And that's just a snippet of what you get in the program. It literally has like 1,000% more. More than that. It's a lot. All right. See you later.